A little too high, much better, and buries it.
NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2014 Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Boys State Championships. And hello again, everybody. I'm Larry Putney, along with Steve Simpek. Great to have you back with us this week. Of course, last week we crowned 4 girls state champions. Today, it's the boys' turn. And, Steve, we're going to see some of maybe the best ever teams in the state, certainly in Class A, where Fremont is just phenomenal.
Well, we need these bowlers on our league nights, Larry.
Right.
2 of them average over 230 in their federation play. All 5 of the starters you'll see, probably the whole roster averages over 200. Great coaching, and you will see pins fly during the Class A match.
Not just in Class A, but in Class C. We're going to take a look at a North Bend team that might be the best ever in Class C.
Randy Dodge has his North Bend team striking. Randy has built that program from scratch several years ago, and they've inched their way up, and I would put them up against the Class A boys. If we could see that, that'd be a heck of a match. But, again, great coaching, and you'll see big scores in Class C.
Should be an entertaining morning of high school bowling right here on NET Sports. We will kick it off in Class D. Clarkson Leigh takes on Ravenna. That's coming up next on NET.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, thanks for depositing that check for me today. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you more.
I love you way more.
You're the best.
You're way better.
You're my huggy bear.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes. I want to remind you, you can get a copy of the 2014 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD. That's offered through the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Just visit their website at NHSBF.com, follow the links, and you can preserve these state championship memories for a lifetime. Great crowd on hand for this Class D state championship between Clarkson, Leigh, and Ravenna. It's the Patriots and the Blue Jays. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for those Patriots from Clarkson Leigh. A couple of seniors, Eisenman and Papushik. Indra and Novotny, along with Mock, are juniors. The freshman is Indra, and Bunner, another senior for Clarkson Leigh, head coach Jim Lund. Ravenna led by Daniel Schmidt, the head coach. Dexter Barron is the senior, along with Matthew Nozica, Prunk, McFadden, McGuigan, and Andrews complete that roster for the Ravenna Blue Jays. Baker format, Steve, a little bit different. Best of 5. We bowl 5 only if we have to. First team to 3. Truly a team concept here in the state championships.
Absolutely, and with Class D, you'll have 4 bowlers instead of 5, which you'll see in Classes A and B. That makes the first and second, your leadoff and your second bowler, very important because they will get 3 frames in the game instead of 2. In Classes A and B, we have 5 players. Pretty simple, 10 frames. Everybody bowls 2 games. You'll typically see your strongest players in your anchor position in the 5th spot. But with 4-player teams, that first and second bowler is going to get an extra shot at the end. So those are your go-to players you need to strike. Someone that perform at the end of the game, you need them leading off and bowling second.
A couple of teams here very familiar with state championship action. Clarkson, Leigh. Even when they were Clarkson and Leigh before they became one school, they had success down here at state. The boys state bowling championships. Ravenna's been here before. Ravenna 2011 champions in Class C. They have moved down to Class D and back here at the state championships once again. So ready to go. Starting it off for the Ravenna Blue Jays on the left-hand lane, Josh McGuigan. McGuigan with the first shot. Crossover leaves the 5-9. McGuigan, a junior, averages 165. Now on the right lane for Clarkson Leigh, Caleb Papushik. Papushik also a crossover and also leaves the 5-9. Ooh, chopping the 5 is Josh McGuigan. So now a chance to take an early lead on the right-hand lane. Here's Caleb Papushik. So he's very accurate, solid on spares, and even in the heat of a state championship, Papushik comes out and puts the Clarkson Leigh Patriots on top. Here's Sean McFadden. McFadden, a junior, averages 177. Now up in the right-hand lane, wasting no time, Mike Eisman. Eisman is a senior. Comes in a little light, leaves the 2-4-5. They are on rapid-fire pace here, Steve.
Yes.
Not wasting any time. Get up and go.
Everybody's adrenaline's pumping. We gotta see if they can pick spares up, Larry. And we've seen it in the past, past years, past shows where spares have killed teams. It's like errors in baseball.
So really an opportunity to take a huge lead here. Clarkson Leigh converts 2 big spares early. Nothing like coming out of the gate and taking a 20-pin lead right away. Here's Shane Andrews, the junior, crosses over and he leaves a 5-6. That's a tough conversion. So you see early on already Clarkson Leigh with a couple of marks. Andrew Novotny with the big strike. Commanding early lead by the Patriots. Andrews rolls into the lane nicely and a terrific conversion by Shane Andrews.
Well done. Well done.
Here's Keaton Indra. Indra looking for the double. Got it.
Interesting release there. And ball comes off his hand very late, but had it in the right area of the lane to get it right to the pocket.
Matthew Nozica with the important strike to keep Ravenna in it. So Clarkson on a roll right now. 2-bagger looking for 3. Comes in high, wobbles the 6, and it won't go. So a chance to pull 10 pins closer for Josh McGuigan if he can double here. McGuigan in the pocket. Slaps that 5-pin out of there in a big double as Ravenna tries to answer. The 2 teams after the 5th frame will switch sides. The conversion by Clarkson Leigh. And the 2 teams swap sides. Hey, I want to remind you, we bring you more Nebraska high school sports than any other network. For more information on dates, times, DVD sales, and available webcasts, Visit netnebraska.org/sports. Quickly up, wasting no time, and another strike for Clarkson. Down the right lane.
Oh.
Eisenman pounds and leaves a 10-pin.
Probably the best shot so far.
Right.
Right in the right area of the lane you need to be to get the ball to the pocket. Just ball finish so strong at the end, leaves a solid 10.
Novotny. Here's for the conversion on the right lane, Sean McFadden.
Cross lane with a harder ball to go straighter. Unfortunately, that backfired. Got to be accurate with that with the spare ball, harder surface ball, less hook. Got to go straight at your 10-pin, cross lane.
So that will extend that lead to 31 pins with the mark here. Nope.
Knew it when he let go of it. It was going to be wide to the right.
First error of the game for Clarkson Leigh, so still in command. A chance to cut into that 30-pin lead here with the conversion. Now up on the left-hand lane, here's Keaton Indra. Indra Jr. averages 157. That will cross over. 6-10. Solid stroke and a conversion. So an important spare for Ravenna to cut into that lead. So now a 19-pin advantage for Clarkson. And that's what the Patriots want to do the rest of the way here. Just stay clean. You've got the big lead. Make Ravenna come get you.
Starting to get to the strike only portion.
Right.
It's a good shot.
Matthew Nazika comes in a little high. Here's Papushik, Caleb Papushik. Crosses over, leaves the 5-pin. Should be easy work for him. And now Nazika with almost a must spare here late in game number 1.
It's got a hook. Spare here, Larry, is going to pretty much wrap things up for game number 1 for Clarkson Leigh. Going to have to open in the 10th, and Ravenna will have to at least double to have any chance. They are on a spare working here as they bowl the 9th frame.
Still a chance here. If they could get a strike here and maybe double up, really have an opportunity, but this is almost a must. Comes in high and leaves the 6-pin, and it's going to be tough work the rest of the way for Ravenna.
Pretty much need a
look,
mark.
goes with the towel look on the shoulder.
You know,
first look there at Tony Mock. And now back up on the right-hand lane. Here's Josh McGuigan. McGuigan covers the 6-pin.
Got some superstitions in bowling, you know.
Right.
Wade Boggs used to eat chicken before every baseball game in Boston, and some people bowl with their towels on their belt loops or pants or whatever. 181 for Clarkson Leigh. So still a chance here.
Absolutely, if they punch out here. And this is Dexter Barrett, who's getting his first look at the game.
Needs a strike. That's not going to do it.
So subbing in is Coach Daniel Schmidt there, and allowing Dexter Barrett to take the shot.
Interesting move there by the coach, putting in a fresh bowler at the end, especially when you have a chance to.
Had a chance to win it.
Had a chance to win it, but feeling his way through the lineup. There really wasn't a true dominant bowler for Ravenna where they were hitting the pocket regularly with each shot, but remember, this is best 3 out of 5, so it's not cumulative score, Larry. It's based on how many wins for your team. So Clarkson with the lead.
181-160. Clarkson takes game number 1. You can watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. You can download the free @NET app today with college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams, all kinds of Content available on our new app in the App Store. Download it free at netnebraska.org/apps. 3-9, the sleeper back there. Has to be careful of that. Now back up in the right lane, Josh McWiggin. Leadoff bowler.
That was a good shot.
Leaves the week 10.
Very low maintenance game. Doesn't do a lot to the ball, but he's right up the track area near the second arrow. Put the ball in the pocket, maybe just a little fast, leaving the 10 pin.
So Papuchik now.
That's a good spare.
Great cover by Papuchik. Said he's very accurate, did Coach Jim Lund. Great spare shooter. We've seen that a couple of times out of Papuchik.
Cross lane at the 10.
Good cover.
Uses the lane to his advantage, gets his feet and rear end all the way over as far left as possible, going cross lane at the 10. That's exactly how you should do it.
Here's Mike Eisenman. Eisenman. Tough leave.
4-6. Needs to get one. Save count.
Crossover. And trips that 6 forward. Like every day for Sean McFadden.
Got a loud crowd here bright and early on this Sunday morning.
Good cover by Eisenman.
This will help Ravenna's demeanor with a double here. Oh, just a tough break.
Shane Andrews comes in a little light.
Ball finished kind of late, Larry. Sends the head pin to the wall. The head pin does not come back out and take out the 4 or the 5.
Tony Mock pulls it a little left.
This is a makeable spare. This is one you'd want to go ahead and allow your bowler to.
Needs to hook a little bit. Got the 5.
Have a shot at.
Here's Mock on the left lane. Mock needs the spare.
Hold it.
Back-to-back opens for Clarkson Leigh, which is leading 1-0 here in this best of 5.
Good.
That's to sit and carry, and it does.
Strong release.
Matthew Nozica.
I don't think Matthew's awake yet. That was kind of a comatose response to what's probably been the best shot we've seen so far.
His thing is, you know, those hands go in the pocket after every shot. That's his deal.
Well, it says steady on his bio, and
looking for the double, and they got it. Back come the Blue Jays. Double for Ravenna. Clarkson trying to avoid 3 consecutive opens. And they can't do it. So 3 straight opens for Clarkson Leigh, and Ravenna now with the double has taken a commanding 30-pin lead. Three-bagger, Caleb Papuchik.
what you saw there was the ball come off his hand at just the right moment. The ball went into its roll nice and early. When the ball is rolling, meaning the ball is rolling end over end at the pins at the point of entry, you're going to get your best pin carry, and that 6-pin slapped the 10 out for the strike. So it's getting a little interesting here. 25-pin lead for Ravenna, but Clarkson with the strike.
And a big shot here for Eisenman. Had 3 opens, got a strike, working on a double, comes up a little late.
Watch his approach. His approach is very quick, shuffles his feet. When that happens, you have a tendency to spray the ball a little bit. You want to keep your approach like you smoke your meat, low and slow. How about that? I don't know about low, but when you
temperature wise, sure, I'm fine.
Yeah, there's several professional bowlers that are fairly fast on their feet, but they've been doing it a long time.
Right.
You need to keep your approach slow so you're in balance at the foul line, able to be more accurate.
Fadden.
Got a hook.
Got it. So Ravenna extends that lead. And Tony Mock again. Crossover. Mock with the strike.
It's going to cut the lead to less than 20 unless Ravenna strikes here. It's a good shot, Larry.
Mixes it up. Shane Andrews with the strike. Here's Keaton Indra. 1-2-4. Nazika. And Ravenna running away with this one. That's a double for the Blue Jays. 117 working on a double. And the spare. Nearly a 60-pin lead right now. And Ravenna is going to come back and take this second game and even it at 1 apiece. Ravenna right now pacing at a 205. Best Clarkson can have, even with a strike here, is 169. If they punch out. Rattles some pins around, leaves the 1-2 for Paxton Indra. Good first look at the freshman. Now the other lane covered up.
And Ravenna's starting to get every shot closer and closer to the pocket. Not seeing a lot of really errant shots that are missing the pocket, so starting to get lined up. Clarkson boys still struggling with keeping the ball in play. When we say keeping the ball in play, that in bowling terms means you keep the ball in and around the pocket, which did not happen there.
First look there at Damian McAlevey, the senior.
Chance for Ravenna to get into the 200s, Larry, with a mark here in the 10th.
Here's Thomas Bunner. Also our first year look at Bunner, who's in his first year bowling. And a conversion. And Bunner converts.
8 or more, and Ravenna shoots 200. Right up the track area of the lane, gonna throw a little high, 202. Each team has used most of their lineup, Larry, so I think the coaches are evaluating who's going to be hot and who's not.
Yep. All right, so there's game number 2 in the books. Ravenna takes it 202 to 183, so 133, sorry, 133. 202, 133, all even now at 1 game apiece. I want to remind you, you can also watch the Nebraska High School Boys Bowling Championships on your computer, also on your tablet or smartphone at netnebraska.org/sports. On the new NET app, rolls the 5-pin, rattles it around, spins it around, and Josh McQuiggan just looks out there. He can't get it to fall. Here's Caleb Papushek, who has been solid. Trips that 10 out of there. Leaves the 4-7.
We're not going to see as many strikes now. We're going to eventually have to watch these boys pick up some spares as kind of shrugs his shoulders on that one. That's an easy one, a 5-pin that should have been covered. Cross lane at the 4 and 7, no luck there.
Both teams open this third game with an open. Eisenman now. Oops, excuse me, make it McFadden, and McFadden pounds the pocket.
The true tap in bowling. Solid 8.
Here's Eisenman, and Eisenman with the strike. Now McFadden will try to convert. Older brother Kelly, one of the coaches for Ravenna. And his older brother won't be happy with that.
Nope.
You could see the look on the face.
Could be some family torment later if that ends up costing him something, but got to make those easy spares. All 3 spares that have missed have been all single pin spares.
Right,
very
back
simple.
To back, single pins. Well, high school bowling is so important to pick up your spares, especially as they begin to bowl on more sport conditions, as they did earlier this week when they were qualifying for the television finals.
Really seems to have lost their way here a bit. Starts now with conversion of the spare with Paxton Indra. 1 and the 2. Should be able to cover it by playing your normal strike line right between the second and the third arrow, right in that neighborhood right there. Well done.
Back-to-back marks for Clarkson.
And the 1, 3, and the 9, same thing. Play your strike line right between the second and third arrow.
Good cover by Damian McAlevey, the senior.
I guess all we had to do was tell him.
That's right. 10-pin advantage here early on. That's in the pocket.
Straight up the back of the ball area is a heavy rolling ball. The ball's not going to hook a lot, but if it hits the pocket, it's going to strike.
Indra with the strike. That crosses over, leaves the 3-pin. There you see Matthew Nozica. Hands go right in the pocket. That's his deal.
It says in his bio he doesn't do anything but bowl. Team leader and a hard worker. Takes out the spare ball. Straight at the 3-pin, but again, you got to go straight at it. You know, a lot of times, Larry, a lot of players that do not switch to a different ball for your spare, it's usually because of, you know, it's tough to get every ball. If you had 10 bowling balls, it's tough to get every one of them to feel the same, even though they would be drilled the same, whatever pro shop you use, and they use very, very elaborate and very technical equipment now. Everything is digitized, and you can get your span, you know, within a 64th of an inch. But bowling balls are manufactured different. They feel different on the inside. And I'm an old dude, you know, but
Clearly, yes.
I have not. I've never switched to a different ball for spares, just simply because of the change in feel of the inside of the ball. So sometimes that makes a play, but if you're going to throw a spare ball, a straight ball, you've got to be accurate with it.
So Ravenna through 5 frames, 4 opens. It's the 3 marks on the side of Clarkson Leigh that is the difference right now. So the Patriots with a 21-pin lead as we switch sides for the next 5 frames. And up on the left-hand lane, Eisenman with the strike.
Good shot, just a touch high, maybe a board high.
Good shot by McFadden. So here's Paxton Indra. Hard-working freshman. His coach. Needs to sit. Comes in high and trips that 7 out of there. Good break for Indra. And here's now McFadden.
He's got to pick this up to give Ravenna any chance. As we said earlier, a lot of oil, a lot of conditioner in the center part of the lane.
They'll look at this game and they'll see 4 single pin misses at the bottom of the screen for Ravenna. That is going to be costly.
That's the difference. Would have put them in the lead.
And a good cover.
Straight up the track area of the lane. Ball just tugged at a touch. Tough spare there. Ravenna's just not doing anything to help themselves, Larry. They're going to have to start striking eventually here. Oh, almost the lily.
Christmas tree. 5, 7, 10 stood.
Yeah.
The lily, huh?
The lily. Almost the lily.
Got the 5 out of there, but left the 7, 10. Saw one of these picked up yesterday.
Really?
Here. Yeah. I guess it was over at Parkway. Class A. That slides off the edge, so the troubles continue for Clarkson Leigh. Ravenna
still a 50-pin lead for
commanding lead for Clarkson. And it's really just Ravenna cannot pick up a spare.
Yeah, it's like turnovers in football, errors in baseball.
They compound, huh?
Yes, they do. Tough to dig out of a hole like that. Clarkson can kind of put it on cruise control here a little bit. Stay clean. Simple spares.
Had the messenger flying across, didn't quite get the carry. Now up on the right-hand lane for the Blue Jays, here's Derek Prunk. Prunk, a senior, averages 172. Prunk with the conversion. He's a two-handicap golfer. I'll bowl him. I will not play golf against him.
Good hand-eye coordination. Cross lane at the 10. Well done.
Great cover. And that extends that lead now. A 30-pin advantage. And they can just mark their way to the win here. Crossover by Eisenman. Eisenman, by the way, finishing second in the singles competition yesterday. Leaves the 5-pin as the 7 slapped out of there for Dexter Barrett. Here's Eisenman. Shot .537 in his 3 games to finish second in the singles behind Ryan Soderholm of Ulmer. And a good cover. So that will do it here for game number 3. And after winning the first, losing the second, Clarkson strings together some marks, finishes with a 156. And that will be enough to take game number 3 and make it 2-1. Clarkson. I have a feeling, though, this one isn't over, Steve. Ravenna has the ability and the talent here to win the match, but they just need to kind of shake off the error bug they have going on.
Well, if they cover half of their single pin spares that they've missed, that makes the match at least even, if not more, into their favor. I like his release. I like Shane's release here. Thumb at 10 o'clock when the ball comes out of the ball. He'll shoot the 10th frame here, hopefully, and if you just watch how smooth his footwork is, his head stays very stable. Not having your head move around during a whole lot during your approach causes you to be more accurate. Watch how his head pretty much stays in position. Straight arm swing, look at that. Right up the track area of the lane, right where he needs to be.
Great shot by Andrews to close it out. So maybe that'll get him going here. Is 156-129, the final of game number 3. So 2-1. Clarkson now with the lead. Hey, I want to remind you, you can connect with us on Facebook and Twitter, add a comment, or catch up on the latest Nebraska sports info. Make sure to like NAT Sports and Big Red Wrap-Up and join in the discussion. So underway here in game number 4.
That fires Clarkson up there, Larry, coming out of the gate with a strike. Let's see if Ravenna can answer. Oh, tough break. Leaves the 5-7 on a 5-10, that is, in a pocket hit. Good spot, though. Put it in the right area of the lane to strike.
Answers. Big double. It's Clarkson.
Gonna give it a run. Yes!
What a shot. knocks down the 5-10. Good spare conversion. McGuigan comes through for Ravenna. Try to make it 3 in a row. Crossover, got it. Big three-bagger to start here for Jim Lund's team. Clarkson Leigh in command.
That's a good shot too there, Larry.
Solid roll by Matthew Nizica.
It's more like game one. A little more action, a little more excitement.
Here's the 3-10, so some work to do there.
Another good shot. Oh, just a touch high for McFadden. Throws his ball slow enough where the speed is slow enough where the ball just snaps a little bit at the last minute. Tough break, leaving the 4 and the 7. Makeable spare here, the 3 and the 10.
Good cover by Keaton Indra. It's a big shot coming off a three-bagger. You throw a split, maybe give Ravenna a little bit of hope after the conversion. 20-pin advantage right now, needing this spare, and picks it up. Clarkson out early here. Quickly to the lanes. Now up on the right lane, there's Shane Andrews. What a great roll by Andrews. Looking for the mix and leaves the 7.
Does have a good straight arm swing, good release. Slow approach. Clarkson needs to keep the pressure on with a spare here.
Hushik solid on the spare. Error-free first 5 for Clarkson Leigh. Clarkson Leigh a win away from a state championship.
Ooh, that's going to hook into the gutter. That will not count. The ball goes into the gutter first, bounces out, takes out the spare. That is a 0.
So correction's been made, 68 through 4 for Ravenna. And nearly a 30-pin lead right now for Clarkson Leigh.
Ball's got to hook a little bit, get up. Ball just didn't get into a heavy roll as the ball was entering the pocket area. It was still kind of sliding or skidding a bit, so it did not cause the ball to hook enough to take that 5-pin out as the ball entered the pocket. So tough break. Could have been a strike, could have been a wall shot. Instead, a makeable 5-7 split. He's going to give it a shot, Larry.
McGuigan just misses. You know, McGuigan was part of that 27-0 state basketball team. Won a state championship for Ravenna. So 96-78.
All right, in the track area of the lane.
Eisenman leaves the 5. Right away on the left lane. Comes up high and not a favorable leave for Matthew Nizica.
Matthew was a little further right, playing in an area of the lane that has a little less oil conditioner, and caused that ball to hook.
Eisenman slides it by. That's not what you want to do. Don't open the door when you've got him down. Oh, a tough conversion here, and still a 30-plus pin lead, making almost, well, it is right at a 40-pin lead for Clarkson Leigh with just 4 frames left.
This is where your coach tells your bowlers to keep the ball in play, pick up your spares, catch a break, just like that. Easy spare to cover.
Ravenna's leaves the bucket on the left-hand side.
Starting to slide away again for Ravenna. Missed spare, 2 splits. Clarkson's big 3-bagger out of the gate gave him a big enough lead where it's going to be tough to catch him, but got to clean things up. Pick up these spares. That's just good conversion there.
Cover by Thomas Bunner.
Gets the spare here.
That's going to make it tough. So now that 40-pin disadvantage moves to 50 pins with just 3 flames left, and they're almost in a situation where they need help from Clarkson Leigh, and they must punch out. And they're not going to get it. The Patriots are just going to roll to this title. Keaton Indra with the big shot. 144-92. A 52-pin lead and a strike working for the Patriots. They're on pace to shoot 204. The best that Ravenna can shoot is 172, and that's if they punch out. So really for Clarkson, it's just keep it on the lane.
Yep, show up, stay behind the foul line. Head coach Jim Lund has just done a great job there. He's the proprietor of the bowling center in Leigh, the Leigh Bowl, where 2004 they won a state championship, and also in 2010 were runners-up, in 2011 runner-up 2008. So they've been here and know what to expect. Expectations of the community to expect to see the team do well. They're going to be approaching 200 for their 3rd game. Be nice to see Ravenna finish on a strong note here.
Crossover leaves the 5-9. Damian McElvey. McElvey will try to pick this up. And covered by Damian McElvey.
It's too bad for Ravenna. Another great program, been in the state tournament many times.
Derek Prunk on the left-hand lane. Straight at the boards, good shot, leaves the 4-pin. Now to close it out on the right-hand lane, Mike Eisenman. Eisenman right in the pocket, buries it. It is a deep Clarkson Leigh team. Coach Lund said they left 4 team members home. Get those kind of numbers in a Class D team, you're doing pretty well. Got 7 on the roster, left 4 at home. Creates for some great competition. Great scores, and in the case of Clarkson Leigh, it leads to a state championship here in 2014.
There's Coach Lund there.
129, the final score for Ravenna in game 4. And Eisenman to close it out. Why not? Get the Brooklyn carry, slap out the 7-9, and a 2-0-2 final for Clarkson, and the Patriots are state champions in boys Class D play. (3-1) the final. When we come back, trophy, medal presentations, and we'll hear from the champs. It's all coming up next, right here on NET Sports.
You're watching NET1 and NET HD.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state. Soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, can I keep it? I know, right? I'm gonna go strap it to the car.
Mom, do you have any idea how expensive books are?
It was such a lovely time. Oh, you know what? Don't forget to give me that. Whoops, that was expensive. I can pay for that.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, US Bank is there when you need us.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
Tom Kelly's Pro Shop is your home for bowling supplies. Established in 1980, the shop offers 45 different shoe styles, including the complete line of Brunswick, thousands of balls, and over 200 different styles of bags. A father and son team with experience in drilling since 1958 use customized hand measuring and the latest equipment to provide you with the right fit. You can walk in, find everything you need, and go bowling the same day. Tom Kelly's Pro Shop, located in Omaha and Norfolk.
Back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, the final, Clarkson Leigh in 3, 202-129 in the final. An impressive performance by the Patriots. And now let's go down on the lanes with Steve Simpek and Jim Lund, the head coach, and Mike Eisenman, one of the stars.
Larry, thank you. Another state championship. This makes 4 total for you, but 3 here with the boys, correct, Jim, Coach Lund?
We've had 1 in 04, 1 in 10, and now this one in 14 again. So we're loving it. We like 4s.
All right. Mike Eisman, one of the seniors in the team, you were probably the most consistent one during the match today. Tell us a little bit about your team, the makeup of your team, and why do you think you guys are so successful?
Well, we've had some very good bowlers. We've all done our best. We've improved from the beginning, and we just came out today and did our best.
We watched you guys on the lanes, and we watched how little trouble picking up spares early, but you came back with a big 3-bagger. Did you, to start the final game, did you give them any nuggets of advice to settle them down on their spare shooting?
No, I didn't have to tell them a thing. They knew what to do all day long.
Well, it says you have 51 years of experience as a league bowler, so that should make your pedigree good enough to have a trickle down to these boys.
That just means I'm old.
All right. Well, we have an old coach, but we have a champion coach here. The Clarkson Leigh state champions for Class C. Larry, back to you. Class D, that is. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Steve. Congratulations once again to the Patriots. And head coach Jim Lund, the champs in Class D. Now, earlier this week in the singles competition, Ryan Soderholm of Alma was your state medalist. Top 5 you see there, first team All-State. The next 5, including Josh McGuigan from Ravenna, are on second team All-State. Those are your single medalists at the state tournament. And now for the presentation of trophies and medals, we've got a Greg Porci, our public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class D boys runner-up, the Ravenna Blue Jays. Coaches Daniel Schmidt and Kelly McFadden. Number 17, Dexter Barrett. Number 11, Matthew Nozica. Number 18, Shane Andrews. Number Number 21, Josh McGuigan. Number 1, Derek Prunk. Number 5, Sean McFadden. Number 4, Damian McAlevey. Gentlemen, and here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Ravenna Blue Jays, your Class D boys runner-up. Now, here is your 2013-2014 Class D boys champions, the Clarkson Leigh Patriots. Coached by Jim Lund. Number 2, Keaton Indra. Number 11, Caleb Poposhek. Number 5, Mike Eisenman. Number 8, Andrew Novotny. Number 3, Tony Mock. Number 28, Paxton Indra. Number 1, Thomas Bunner. And gentlemen, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations to the 2013-2014 Class D Boys Champions.
Well, the powerhouse continues for Clarkson Leigh, winning their 3rd overall state championship. Congratulations to Coach Jim Lung and the Clarkson Leigh Patriots as they knock off Ravenna 3-1. Class C Boys State Championship coming up next right here on NET. Stay with us.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
It's everything. Having someone to watch your back. To make things better, safer. As we get closer to the 2014 deadline to buy health insurance, rely on Blue. We'll help you navigate the new healthcare law and make smart choices for you and your family. Call or visit us at the Blue Store at nebraskablue.com. It's time. Find what you need. We've got your back. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Behind your outlet are more than 6,000 public power employees working tirelessly to generate and deliver safe, affordable, reliable electricity 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Since they are customer owners themselves, you can count on them to have your best interests and those of the community they serve at heart. Neighbors serving neighbors. That's public power.
Watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch live streaming of the NSAA High School Championships, college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, and so much more. The new NET Nebraska app makes it easier than ever to follow the NET sports you want, when and where you want it. Get the app at netnebraska.org/apps.
Everyone has a cell phone and they don't want to give it up.
Distracted drivers are 4 times the risk of being in a crash.
Reasonable people have compared the danger associated with talking on a cell phone when you're driving to the danger of drinking and driving.
We've got to change society's view on texting and driving.
It is irresponsibly dangerous.
Watch the NET production of Distracted Driving.
Monday night at 9 Central Time on NET1.
Get your copy of the 2014 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Just log on to NHSBF.com, follow the prompts, and you can keep those state championship memories for a lifetime. Ready to go in Class C. The C championship is a showdown between Wayne and North Bend. Wayne head coach Brad Wieland, led by a couple of juniors, actually 3 juniors, in Brady Ping, Chris Bird, Tyler Echtenkamp, Trey Gwill, Micah Sproul's, and John Weaver, all sophomores. Very young Wayne Blue Devils team. North Bend, the Tigers, also very young. No seniors as well. Randy Dodge is the head coach. Clayton Musigman, Aaron Anderson, Trenton Johnson, and the Dodge brothers. Randy's sons, Brandon and Anthony. Should be a good one. We're going to take a look at one of the best Class C teams ever right there, North Bend, when we come back.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
It's everything. Having someone to watch your back. To make things better, safer. As we get closer to the 2014 deadline to buy health insurance, rely on Blue. We'll help you navigate the new healthcare law and make smart choices for you and your family. Call or visit us at the Blue Store at nebraskablue.com. It's time. Find what you need. We've got your back. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hello, I'm Kevin Kugler, inviting you to join the NET Sports Partners Club. With your support, NET brings you hundreds of hours of sports action each year. You count on NET for Husker Volleyball, Big Red Wrap-Up, and all the outstanding college and high school championship sports action in Nebraska. NET is Nebraska's home for sports, and sports partners like you make it happen. Thank you.
NET Sports brings you all the action from the NSAA High School Swimming and Diving Championships Saturday, March 1st, live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. Watch NSAA High School Swimming and Diving Championships beginning at 11 a.m. Central on NET1. A live webcast will be available at our website and on the new NET Nebraska app.
Back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, along with Steve Simpek, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us as we get set for the Class C state championship between the Wayne Blue Devils and the North Bend Tigers. There's a look at a tradition-rich program in the Wayne Blue Devils, but they may be running up against, Steve, one of the best Class C teams we've ever witnessed. I think, Adams Central last year was one of the top C teams we have seen. This is a clearly superior team to that.
You're going to see probably the best left-handed bowler that you'll see in the state. Not that we shouldn't prioritize right-handed versus left-handed, but it's, just like in baseball, there's all sorts of different things that can be done. And when it comes from which side of the lane you bowl on, but yeah, the North Bend boys are just excellent team, and you're going to see some people throw the ball with maximum revolutions and see pins flying everywhere. But you got to give it to Wayne. Wayne is a consistent contender every year at state.
Wayne has been here. This will be their 4th trip to the finals in the last 6 years. They won it in 2009 and 2010, were runner-up in 2012, and here they are just 2 years later, back once again. So their 4th trip to the finals in 6 years. First ever trip for North Bend. Of course, North Bend has only bowled in the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation for a few years. This is their 3rd year in, but what an outstanding team they have. And we'll begin here with Brady Ping on the left-hand lane for the Wayne Blue Devils. Ping very straight up the boards, hoping to carry, and he does. Gets the mixer to start it off for the Blue Devils.
Now we have to watch Brady after every strike, because it says here in his bio that he could break your hand on a high five, so we don't need to have the meds, the technicians in the settee area.
Here's a kid who can break some pins. He's a freshman. Brandon Dodge averages 210, and he's a player and answers the strike. So now the lefty on the other side. Here's Micah Sproul's, just a sophomore. Sproul's almost left a ugly-looking 4-8, but tripped out the 8.
North Bend responds with their lefty, Anthony Dodge, the oldest of the Dodge boys. Look at that shot.
He'll turn it up, and he rips a 7-pin. Great shot by Anthony Dodge. So Micah Sproul's on the one. Good cover.
Isn't that what you did with your boys growing up, Larry, is you tied their right arms to their sides and forced them to be left-handers? That way, if they're bowlers or baseball pitchers, they're,
missing on the conversion. Now first look, here's Trey Gwill. This is Micah Sproul, Trey Gwill. They mixed up a lineup on us. Sorry, Coach Wheatland. So that is Micah Sproul's.
Micah just nice straight up the boards. You watched the two bowlers in front of him and how they just crank the ball, where Micah's very traditional, down and in.
Clayton Musigman. Musigman also a sophomore. Musigman straight up the boards, trying to get carry, and he does. Both teams with a strike in the 3rd. Wayne holding on to that 12-pin advantage. Here's Tyler Echtenkamp. Echtenkamp crosses over, gets the 9 out, leaves the 5.
Set it just a little short there at the foul line. Hooks a little early.
This young man, Trenton Johnston, just a freshman. Another lefty for the Tigers.
I think the football coach wants Trenton on the team.
Oh my gosh.
And Anthony Dodge, no beef. Throws the ball really well. Very clean release. By a clean release, the ball comes out of the hand comes out of the ball very fast at the foul line. Maximum revolutions.
Covers the 5, and Wayne holds on. 60-3.
Big forearms. Hand underneath the ball. Need to pick those spares up, though.
And a good cover.
Right now with the error on North Bend, Wayne with the 12-pin lead.
Second shot coming up from Brady Ping. Being a junior, averages 163.
Very low maintenance, rolls the ball well at the foul line. Just kind of, I heard the ball kind of thud a little bit. Maybe tough to tell on television, but you can hear it up here in the booth. Ball hitting the short portion of the lane. Didn't quite get the lift and revolutions.
Good carry by Brandon Dodge. Three-time Nebraska Bowler of the Year. 2013 Pepsi champion. Outstanding young bowler is Brandon Dodge. So now an important conversion for Brady Ping. Still leading by 8. And they pick one off of the bucket. So at the turn, North Bend on top.
Well, as we talked about on the girls' show last week, Larry, the North Bend program is just a great example of the greenhouse effect, they call it, the greenhouse effect of growing a bowling program, and it starts with youth. And Randy Dodge, the parent, the father of Brandon and Anthony, just did such a great job of starting a youth program and growing it from the ground up. And you're seeing the fruit now. You're seeing the crop being harvested with these great high school bowlers. The girls just mashed them last week. These boys are, you can see just the excellence in coaching. But Wayne's hanging in there, though. You don't have to hook the ball a million boards to be a great team and a great bowler.
You saw the cover by Trey Gwill. Misidentified his first time on the lanes. So now here's Micah Sproul's.
Watch Micah, just a very basic game. Straight up the boards. Lost that one at the bottom of the swing, which caused it to go light. So the three-bagger by North Bend propels them into the lead quickly.
Here's Trenton Johnston. Big lefty. Just pounds the pocket and leaves a rip 7.
Watch Trenton there. Trenton a little faster than Anthony, so playing it a little straighter. Think about converting this one.
He chops the 1-2 off. And now a chance for North Bend to really extend that lead. Of course, the three-bagger, they took the lead with that in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Slides right by the 7. A couple single pin misses, uncharacteristically by the Tigers.
One of the caveats of being a bowler that hooks the ball a lot is sometimes you're not as accurate on your spares as you need to be. You know, to use golf as an analogy, you've got to hit all the clubs in your bag, and spare shooting and bowling, if you can't pick your spares up, there's not going to be a whole lot of times when you're going to win consistently.
Brandon Dodge, 3 for 3 for Brandon Dodge. 3 appearances on the lanes and 3 strikes for the freshman.
Cross lane with a harder ball at the 6 pin.
Cover. Now Anthony Dodge, Brandon's older brother. Anthony's a junior, and happy birthday today, Anthony. 17 years old. That's a good way to celebrate. This is going to be all North Bend in game number 1.
Seven strikes so far by North Bend, so lined up just the 2 single pin errors there, and would have been probably a score in the 220s or 230s, Larry. They're going to be able to finish with a potential 215 with 2 more strikes here by their anchor bowler, Anthony Dodge. Big high back swing.
Another great shot by
Straightened it out a little bit there, Larry. He moved out and threw the ball a little harder, went a little straighter at it. Which I'm a firm believer that There's nothing wrong with hooking the ball a lot and creating a lot of power, but the more boards you cover, the more room for error you're going to have. Anthony made a move closer to the edge, and look at that arm swing. A lot straighter.
Yep. Right at the boards, and he punches to end it, and they'll finish with a 215 on a 4-bagger with that 9 whiff in the middle of what could have been 8 in a row. And so here's the lefty for Wayne, and he rips the rack. Look at Trey Gwill. Trey, just a sophomore. That will cross over. Game number 1 will go to the Tigers of North Bend, so they lead it 1-0. And how did North Bend get here? And knocked off Norfolk Catholic in the first round of Baker, 3-1. And then faced Adams Central, the defending state champion, and North Bend beat Adams Central in 4, 178-149 in the fourth, to win that 3-1. And here they take the early lead on the Wayne Blue Devils. Wayne got here with wins over Sydney and Wisner Pilgrim. And there's a look at game number 1, 215 to 165, a commanding win for North Bend. Hey, sports fans, NET is for you. We bring you more Nebraska high school sports than any other network. For more information on dates, times, DVD sales, and available webcasts, you can visit netnebraska.org/sports. So here's the freshman Brandon Dodge. 3 appearances, 3 strikes. Make it nearly a strike. Leaves a weak 10 pin.
Might begin to see just a little bit of carry down on the lane and carry down in bowling. You know, these bowling balls pick up the oil as they go down the lane, and as they roll to the rear of the lane where there is no oil, they do tend to deposit and push the oil down the lane a little bit. It's called carry down. So you'll see a little bit of some subtle changes in some ball reaction. Brandon there just threw the ball exactly in the same spot as he did earlier, but ball just didn't quite finish as hard. He switches to a hard, straight ball, spare ball for his cross lane, kills the roll, and picks it up perfectly. So we'll see as we go here. As you'll see in a lot of the boys' matches, you'll see a little more of an opportunity for the lanes to change a little bit.
I think in the 5+ years we've been doing this, Steve, we've noticed each year that it's a move right before it's a move left.
Correct, right. Yep, the oil goes down the lane and will cause the area of the lane at the rear right in front of the pins where it is clean and dry. That's what creates that snap, the hook of the ball. You'll see that.
Now Anthony's starting to warm up.
Yeah, you'll get a little carry down there. Now we have an interesting scenario here today, Larry, because we've got 3 left-handers on the telecast today. So typically the left-handers don't experience those type of changes, but we might see a little bit of that today too. So, but with 4-player teams bowling potentially 5 Baker games, it's not going to be like a league or a tournament where you're bowling 15 games on a pair or more.
Here's our first look at Aaron Anderson in the game for North Bend. And Anderson rips the rack and leaves a solid 10.
Great shot right down the track area of the lane. Could not throw it any better, just an unlucky break.
Will for the conversion, and he got it. Here's Anderson for the conversion. Aggressive at it, but just tugged it a bit, and the open.
And a lot of times you don't have to throw the ball a million miles an hour at a cross lane spare. There's a good shot of the approach area of the lane.
And here's another substitution for the Blue Devils, Chris Bird, the junior in the game, his first appearance.
Chris just lost that ball at the downswing, came off his hand early, causing it to go to the right. Trenton here, watch how he opens his shoulder, his left shoulder, the shoulder he's holding the ball with. Watch how his shoulder turns away from the pins, and then as he snaps through, causes just a lot more revolutions, but sometimes by doing that, by opening and then closing his shoulder at the point of release, Larry, you can be a little inaccurate. He actually pulled that ball. He threw it a lot slower than he did the last time. A couple of little minor things in his game there that could cause some errant shots. Ooh, just
slides by the head pin and takes the 9 off the rack.
2 and the 4 here, going cross lane. Got to be careful of the chop, but spares it with no problem.
Early 15-pin lead here in game number 2 for North Bend, 48-33. Tyler Echtenkamp, the junior, crosses over and gets the carry. Kind of trips that 6-pin forward.
Watch Brandon Dodge here. Watch his eyes as he moves on the approach, his eyes move down towards his target. Just phenomenal release there. Got
that good move as he tripped the 10 out.
Move just, that ball was a little further right, just a couple of boards. Remember the center portion of the lane here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln. The center portion of the lane has the majority of the oil and conditioner, which causes the ball to slide. As you move out further towards the edges, the ball will hook a little more.
5-6 remaining.
Tough break there. Could have carried a Brooklyn shot, but pins didn't come off the wall and take out the 5 and the 6. So really, Wayne is, hanging in there, but boy, the striking ability of North Bend is going to make it just glaringly apparent that they have to pick up their spares. Even though that's a split, it's a makeable one.
Well, the two teams will switch sides here in the middle of game number 2. North Bend opening up that lead now at 17, unless a double were thrown on it, then it would. This is a good guy to double. Anthony Dodge
pulled that one just a little bit. Just pulled it a touch. He was a little closer to the edge there, closer to the 5th board. Yeah, that one was definitely inside of his mark, and now the other lefty for the other team.
Will trips the 7.
It's the love tap, we call that in bowling. 4-pin on the left-hand side for the lefties, hits the flat gutter, stands up, and just taps out that 7 for a strike. Makeable spare here. You just need to account for every pin, especially early in a match, even though it's just 1-0 North Bend right now. That strike here could get Wayne back within about 3 pins with the double.
Shot. Chris Bird.
Just fast on that. Saw how fast his feet. He got to the foul line way ahead of his arm swing. In bowling, what that means is you really want to try to end up sliding on your last step and releasing the ball pretty much at the same time, but he got there so quickly because of his footwork. Another great shot.
Anderson with a couple of solid 10 pins.
Back-to-back great shots.
Chuckle.
It's a part of the game. Got to just take your licks and pick up your spares. That's a good shot there.
Good cover by Chris Bird.
Anderson missed his 10-pin earlier in the 3rd frame. Moves all the way over to the ball return. Uses the same ball. He chooses to go hard and straight at it with the same ball. Got to be accurate. Oh, stuck there, didn't foul.
Boy, great balance to kind of hang on there at the end and pick up the 10-pin.
It all looks the same on the old TV screen there, Larry, as long as he didn't go over the foul line.
Don't ask how, just how many.
That's right. That's a good shot.
Good ball.
Wayne's hanging in there.
And the strike by Tyler Echtenkamp. Now back on the right-hand lane is Trenton Johnston.
Let's see if Trenton can keep that shoulder square at the point of release. Better shot. Oh, my. Just here, Brandon Dodge gets the 8-pin solid tap earlier in the match, and he gets the left side equivalent, the solid 9. The ball finishes so strong at the pocket, it drives the 5 straight back when it should be taking out the 9. Just a tough break, but just like that one was.
Really an opportunity there for Wayne to even it up with a strike. They'll trail by 10 now. Important spare to keep the lead.
Stay focused. Don't let these bad breaks bother you. Oh, my. Inexcusable.
So a spare here makes it a 1-pin game. An important 10-pin conversion here for Brady Ping.
Just relax and go cross lane.
Brad Whelan in the background. Won't even look.
Yeah. It's got to get over to the right. Yep.
So still an 11-pin difference. Depending on what happens here. Well, this is a big shot here for Brandon Dodge.
Strike here will give North Bend about a 15-pin lead. And he hasn't missed the pocket yet.
And he got the carry.
About a 13-pin lead right now, Larry, with that strike working. This is must-strike territory for Wayne. And this is the guy that's been in and around the pocket the whole time.
Gwill.
A little more speed. Oh, tough break. That's going to cost him the game.
So the junior will step up now, Anthony Dodge for North Bend, and a chance to just close it out.
A little slower.
On the lane, got it. And that will do it. And so North Bend commandingly takes game number 1 and 2 now. And goes up 2-0 here in this best-of-5 Class C championship.
Well, Wayne pressed him this game. Some of that was self-inflicted by North Bend by the inability to pick some spares up there. They had 2 single-pin errors in that game along with a split.
He's moved a little deeper.
He's fishing a little bit, as we call it, just trying to get the right ball reaction. But honestly, where he was the last first ball in the 10th frame is where he should stay. That was his best shot he's thrown. These Dodge boys are just well coached, well schooled, part of that program we talked about in North Bend that just continues to crank out bowlers. There's a middle school program that they're growing bowlers in. Every one of our middle school program tournaments we have has 3 or 4 North Bend teams in it. Just keeps chugging them out.
Well, you can also watch the 2014 Nebraska High School Boys Bowling Championships on your computer, tablet, or smartphone at netnebraska.org/sports or on the new NET Nebraska app. You would see North Bend now with a 2-0 lead, 170-137 in game number 2. Wayne starts out.
Well, that one got away from Trey, and there is an out of bounds on that left side. You get it outside the second or third board, and you're going to...
I like this decision by Coach Dodge. He switches up the lineup and goes with Brandon Dodge, who has not missed the pocket. Well, I guess he's still in the next last spot.
That's correct.
Yep,
that's correct. And really, either one of those boys are going to be in and around the pocket a little bit.
You're right.
Brandon probably had a little more success there with in the first 2 games, but you know, at this point, that puts his junior son Anthony in the cleanup position to hold the 10th frame. I don't think there's a whole lot of difference in confidence level with either one of the boys. Who should finish?
Yep. Wayne opens in its first frame. North Bend continues to put the pressure on with the spare by Brandon Dodge.
Well, there's been enough appearances by Wayne in the state championships to not have to just automatically think that they just are beaten already. So they're going to need to start to throw some strikes, though, here. Lane conditions are, I'm not going to say super high scoring or super easy, but it's definitely attainable. Another big design. The 2, the 4, the 6, and the 10. That's makeable. You would slide the 2 into the 4, into the 10. We got a
good cover. An important spare given that there's trouble on the right-hand lane for Anthony Dodge.
Get the ball to the left, the 2-pin, slide the 2 into the 4. 2 square on the 2-pin there, drives them both into the pit. So rare occasion here, Wayne with about a 5-pin lead with that spare working in the 7th. We'll see Haven't seen a whole lot of leads by Wayne yet today. There's a strike. Make that a 15-pin lead. Let's see how North Bend answers.
Clayton Musigman now back in. Musigman straight up the boards and got it. Good shot by Clayton Musigman back into the game.
That's where, if you're on the right-hand side of that lane, you need to be right around that second arrow. He started just left of the second arrow near the 12th board. Ball ended up getting about as far right as the 10th board. Settles right in that track area, we call it. That's the area of most play in the lane. Just same exact shot right there.
Good ball by Ping.
Yeah, just unlucky result.
Trenton Johnston, the lefty. Looking for the double.
Yeah, he pulled up on that ball when he let go of it. The ball, instead of going out onto the lane, he pulled it, we call it, pulling it. Although he pulled it to the left, he kind of launched it into the air, hung onto it a little too long, and that causes that ball, that heavily reactive ball, to hook early, leaving the 4 and the 7. That's the second 10-pin he's missed. Ping, and that is just tough. You can't give a great team like North Bend those type of openings. That one, oh, tough break there. So each team shooting itself in the foot. Still a 5-pin lead by Wayne going into the 5th frame.
Here's Trey Gwill, and Gwill makes the adjustment. Important shot as they lead it by 5.
I think out of the 8 players on the pair, I think this guy right here probably has the most consistent game and has the ability to be able to manage the lane condition the best.
A little bit right there.
Yeah, getting a little carry down there. His ball did kind of skitter to the right a little more than he had in the past. 2 in the 8. Teams will switch sides after this spare conversion.
Said Brandon Bold in the Junior Gold National Tournament. He finished 65th in the 15 and under division nationwide. Takes the 2 off the 8 on the sleeper. So an opportunity here for Wayne. The 16-pin lead for the Blue Devils in game number 3. This is where Dodge can really get on a roll and throw some strikes at you in a hurry.
A lot harder and straighter, and a little too hard and straight. I think they might just be overthinking things a little bit, Larry. They just did not miss in practice. They were in and around the pocket the first game and a half, and I think they're just kind of overthinking the situation a little bit.
Acton Camp will have that.
Got to pick these up, too.
And a good cover by Anthony Dodge. That'll bring up Clayton Musigman, but first, Tyler Echtenkamp on the right-hand lane.
Mentioned the Junior Gold Tournaments. Junior Gold Tournaments are operated by the United States Bowling Congress. It's a very, very lucrative youth bowling program. There are local and regional qualifiers to advance to Junior Gold, and usually Junior Gold has 1,000 or more participants in it, and it rotates around the United States various years. Scholarships available. And nowadays, Larry, especially on the female side, on the women's side, it's a great recruiting ground for collegiate coaches to go and look for potential recruits to bowl in NCAA programs.
John Weaver making Chris Bird into the game. And Bird with the strike for the Blue Devils.
Nice little substitution there by Coach Whelan.
That was a big one. Extends that lead now to 20 pins. An important shot here for North Bend.
Tough spare on the bucket.
Good conversion. So Wayne with an opportunity to really extend it to a 30-pin advantage.
Well, Brady Ping has been in and around the pocket all morning. He's had troubles leaving those 10 pins. Another great shot.
Good ball, got the carry. Big shot by Brady Ping.
Increases the lead to 40.
And now almost a must strike here for Trenton Johnston if they want to close it out
shot.
here. Ooh, rips the rack and leaves the 7.
Best shot he's thrown all morning. Ball comes off his hand and just tough break leaving the 7. Got to pick it up to have a chance here.
Will now, the lefty.
Pulled it.
Crossed it over. 4-7 still remaining.
Just came out of that ball a little quick. Pulled up on it. Obviously didn't want to flirt with the gutter. Cross lane at the 7 and nope.
So that will extend that lead to 40 plus now. Right at 40 with a spare conversion here.
Like how he flattens the ball out there. Comes out of the ball, takes his fingers, pulls his fingers out a little bit to cut down on the revolutions in the hook. Goes straight at it. That's a smart way to shoot cross lane spares, folks, without changing balls.
165, the best North Bend can have.
Better shot there by Brandon, but they're going to have to reset the 9-pin there. Pretty much all Wayne right now.
182, best they can do is 65.
165.
Yep, so that's it. So game number 3 will be won by the Blue Devils. And it will make it 2 games to 1 here in this best of 5 Class C championship. North Bend and North Bend and Wayne have seen each other a few times this year. They squared off in conference and North Bend won that. They faced each other in the conference tournament. North Bend won. And then early on at the Kickoff Classic out in Hastings, it was North Bend going undefeated in Baker play, went 15-0 and beat everybody. So Wayne looking to climb back out of having lost to him 3 consecutive times. Dropping games 1 and 2 here.
Well, now's a chance maybe for Anthony Dodge to experiment a little bit. Maybe make a couple of minor adjustments on the lane to find that comfort zone again. Oh, my. Well, if you're going to leave those, that's the right spot. No question.
These 2 teams both ranked in the top 5 in the state. The coaches poll, last coaches poll out, had North Bend ranked number 1. Wayne was ranked tied for 4th.
Well, both these teams, just by sheer experience, are going to be in position to make a move here in this 4th game. You know, you can look at what you've seen so far, and you see a lot of strikes by North Bend, but you see a lot of errors on single pins. Right. Wayne hung in there that 3rd game by simply just not making as many mistakes, and they're starting to strike a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I think it's could be set here by young Brandon Dodge, freshman. If he can come out and stuff one right in the pocket, that might set the tone for what's going to happen. Gets the strike.
Rattle it around and gets the carry.
Let's see how
Will's opportunity to respond.
It's a better shot. Just a little slow on the speed. Leaves the 9. Broke out the split though.
Let's see if Anthony Dodge has it figured out in the left-hand lane here.
Just tugged it off his hand. You know, your thumb dictates where your ball's going to go, especially with these really high hooking reactive resin balls. If you take your thumb and come over the top, your ball's usually going to hook early. Thumb and fingers, actually, to be honest with you. Straighter ball for the spare. Good job. In the old days, Larry, when I was a young pup and you were still a twinkle in your parents' eye, we were taught to loft the ball out on the lane to delay the hook. The further you lofted the ball, the less it would hook. And that was in the days of the hard and soft rubber balls and the polyester balls like Columbia Yellow Dots, things like that. But with these reactive resin balls and the finger grip inserts you have in the ball, and then also especially with the weight block, these weight blocks, the inner portion of the ball are so dynamic just by laying them out in different patterns where your fingers and thumb go can produce either earlier hook, later hook, more roll, things like that. So it is important to want to deliver your ball smoothly on the lane like that instead of lofting it out on the lane. By lofting it out on the lane, you create just a number of things that can go wrong. And so the game's changed over time. That was a long way to get to that point.
Surface of the ball, though, still the most significant factor on how much your ball will hook. Remember the old LT48, the old Johnny Petraglia? Not much hook more than that, huh?
That was probably the first ball I can remember as a young kid coming out that was made specifically to hook. You know, that was shortly followed by the Columbia Yellow Dot, and then it wasn't long after that where urethane balls came into play, the angle and the edge and balls like that, the hammer. Nowadays, it's a lot of the surface stocks are a lot of them are the same. It's just the weight block, the way the weight block is shaped, and the things it can do on the inside of the ball that can create more flare, which creates more hook, and gets very technical after that, Larry. Very technical.
That's why you stop there.
You know, I've come to a point in my playing career now that I go and buy the ball that smells the best. The line of Storm bowling balls all have a unique, and this is true.
It is true.
Storm is a bowling ball manufacturer. We're not plugging Storm. This isn't a shameless plug for anything like that, but they came out with a line of bowling balls that all have a unique smell, and there's apple pie, and there's blueberry, and one that even smells like an energy drink. And so now, you know, a lot of times if I'm a little confused about how to play the lanes, I'll just go by what I'm hungry for, you know. Apple pie sounds good. We'll go with that one.
Big shot here for Gwill. Can he get it to go? He does.
Gets the messenger across the lane.
3 in a row for Wayne, and they're
back into the lead.
Making a run here. Making a run of trying to even this at 2 apiece. Got a good cover.
North Bend just needs to keep picking their spares up. That'll keep them
right there.
Yep.
So they'll switch sides here, and you see about a 20-pin advantage right now for the Blue Devils. And Anthony Dodge will try to get the Tigers back into it.
This will be a big shot if he strikes.
Boy, he moved
clutch
right on the lane. It looked like that was maybe even a 5-3 move right for him. Significantly more inside.
A little closer to the second arrow, away from that gutter. Playing a little straighter, a little more accuracy. Almost to Brooklyn there.
A lot of times these teams with the simpler games are not as affected by movements of oil in the lane and can really wreak havoc for these guys who open it up and play the lanes and make the moves.
Absolutely. It's as much slower and a little straighter. And you know, as we've pined through the history of bowling here during this match, you're 100% right. You know, a lot of bowling is affected by what these wild bowling balls do to the lane surface and the lane conditioning pattern. It's almost to the point where it matters more who you're bowling with and where they're playing on the lane than what the lane condition truly is. It used to be everybody played in a particular area and the lane started to hook a little more and you moved. Or you did less to the ball. Right. And nowadays, just depending upon who is on your pair of lanes can increase or decrease scores based on what the bowling ball does to the actual pattern. We're just about dead even in this match, Larry. Just a touch high. And you are right. Bowlers that are a little more traditional, throw the ball a little straighter, are going to be less affected by the topography of the oil on the lanes. Different ball.
And got the carry. Big shot by Johnston. A very timely strike for Johnston. Now it's imperative that the Blue Devils answer with a mark here.
Mark, and he needs to strike in the 8th. Stay Slightly ahead.
So still a good 18-pin advantage, but you never know what kind of a roll North Bend can get on. And a big shot here, a setup strike in the 9th frame with a strike working, needs this. Got it wide, didn't quite get back. And I think he's seen some carry down over those last 3 or 4 shots.
Absolutely.
And it looks like he's still trying to find how far right do I have to go.
Well, he can do 2 things. He can either move right
or ball up.
Yep, or else he can try to hook it more or make a ball change. That's a big-time pull. And he
got the carry. Big shot, 56, 18-pin lead. Both teams with strikes working, so a must spare here for Brandon Dodge.
Comes it with no problem. Double here, will double in the 9th will give him an 18-pin lead here, Larry. Right now, we're still,
I think,
pretty close here. A mark will.
This is Wayne's 9th frame now.
Oh, what a terrible break.
Rip 9.
You're right, that's an 18-pin lead. Now about 16 with the.
So now almost a must strike here for Dodge. He needs to punch in the 10th to keep it close. Oh, he gets the same thing. Wow.
Back to back.
Pounded 8.
Well, now gets down to the nuts and bolts of spare shooting.
Gotta pick him up.
Oh, that came off his hand tough.
And he got it. So good cover by Gwill.
Wayne's just going to need a mark in the 10th frame to make this go to game 5.
197, the best North Bend can have. And just by keeping it on the lane, Wayne will shoot that. Yeah. Wayne's going to have a chance at a 216 here. So just good pin count, and that'll do it. So Wayne has come from behind to take games 3 and 4, and we go to a deciding 5th in Class C. This should be an exciting finish. Wayne has a little bit of confidence now.
Sure they do.
Know they can play with him.
Well, that 3-bagger in frames 3, 4, and 5, as you'll see here when they put the score sheet up, was the catalyst. But it's a clean game. It's a clean game for both teams. Both teams came to their senses and picked up their spares. Wayne's going to be in the 220s as North Bend ends up with 196. There's our score sheet. It's going to be tied 2-2 now. We're going to make a little substitution here and let bring in
John Weaver, isn't it?
Yeah, John Weaver.
So here's John Weaver, the sophomore.
He was kind of shaking his head there, saying, "No, not now." But that's all right, though. Give John a chance to get out there, get his feet wet. That's a good shot, too.
Stroke by Weaver.
Right there, 10 in the pit.
All right, Coach, now put me back on the bench. I'm done. I've got my strike.
It's going to go
100%.
High. All right. Well, this is great as we go to game 5. So both these teams, it's really a tale of, I would say, 2 different teams. You've got North Bend with just a lot of power players on their team. A lot of guys that just do so much to the ball, and you've got Wayne, that are more traditional or contemporary, I guess you'd call it, going down and in.
Remind you can get the championship DVD at NHSBF.com. What a start for Trey Gwill.
Now it's a little reversed here.
It is. A little pressure here now on Dodge.
Brandon started off game 4 with a strike, slapped his hands, and kind of shouted out to Wayne that this is going to be on them. And now we'll see if he can respond to the pressure. That's a better shot.
Got the mix. I think that looked maybe like a move right with his feet.
A little bit. He's not swinging it near as much.
Well, neither one of these teams ready to back down yet. The 5th and final game here in this best of 5 Baker showdown. Both teams have won 2. It was North Bend out quick, winning the first 2, but Wayne responds. A 226 last game to force the deciding 5th. Winner of this wins the state title. Back-to-back rip 8s. Wow.
And you just, as tough as that is to swallow, you just have to coach these kids and explain to them, hey, it's a tough break. Pick up the spare.
Yep.
you just got to get past that. You can't dwell on it. As deflating as it is at the time you see that happen. It's going to be a tie game if he picks it up, which he does, so nothing hurt.
All even. So now up on the left-hand lane, lane number 27 here at Sun Valley Lanes, is Chris Bird. Bird came in off the bench, has been effective off the bench.
A little fast
Time
there.
leaves the 1-2-4.
Makeable spare though. Keep the ball in play. That could have been worse, but not awful.
Here's Musicman.
See him there. Just come off his hand a little fast. Not enough rotation to bring the ball back to the pocket. So this is be interesting to see how everybody handles their spare shooting. That's pulled way left.
So leaves the head pin and the first chink in the armor in a couple of games for the Blue Devils.
Just leaves the door open for North Bend now to take the lead. That's going to have to lay off.
It does. So the spare conversion for North Bend, and the Tigers have the advantage here in the fifth. You see the match tied at 2 apiece. Brady Ping, the junior.
Pulled it.
And Ping right into the pocket.
It was a little faster there, Larry. When he came off his hand, it looked left, but a little bit of speed made the ball hold pocket. That's going to be.
That crosses over, and the first break for North Bend.
It makes you feel better about those solid 8s and 9s.
The Tigers are saying we deserve that one.
Yep.
And Gwill now.
That's got a hook.
Out on the gutter. Doesn't quite get back.
See a little inconsistency there with some of the players in speed. Trey was a lot faster with that shot before.
Big opportunity here. This could be a 20-pin swing if you can strike here.
You want the ball.
Look at that. Got the carry.
You want the ball in either him or his brother's hands when you need something like that. Almost a must-make spare here.
Hang on. So 2 opens in the first 5 frames for the Blue Devils, and North Bend putting the pressure on.
37-pin lead now with that double working for North Bend.
Boy, would this be big.
Strike here will begin to start the engraver on the claret jug there to type the name North Bend Tigers. Another tough break.
He's left the entire back row today.
Yeah, Anthony is.
Hold on to win it. It'll still be a pretty good birthday present.
Strike is necessary here. That's a good shot.
Camp's got to crawl.
Kind of.
Week 10, huh?
Yeah, kind of. When he released that ball, didn't really catch it completely clean. The ball was more of, had a little more side spin, a little more side roll, a little bit there that didn't get the ball rolling hard. He's going to switch to a harder ball, go straight at it for the 10-pin. Ed's going to have to hook to stay on the lane. Just enough. Lane was just short enough to get it. Still a 36-pin lead for North Bend here, coming up in the 7th frame.
Here's Musicman. Use the 5-pin.
That's all right. Makeable spare.
Chris Bird back up on the right-hand lane.
Needs to strike. They got to start setting themselves up to catch up here. Better shot.
Perry also leaves the 5.
It's got to lay off, and it does.
Got it.
It's the universal sign for 5-pin there.
Yep. Is that the nobody misses the 5-pin sign? Is
Yeah,
that what that means?
I think they're going to need to wait to get to adult leagues before they find out what the true meaning of that sign means. We don't want to go through all of bowling lore here, especially on public television. That's pretty much going to wrap it up there, Larry.
What a shot. What a shot.
And you watch the way he opens and closes his shoulder, and that's something that hopefully his coaches can work on a little bit, is if he starts to power through that ball a little soon, it closes that shoulder just a little too soon. That's where he was pulling the ball earlier. He kept his shoulder square at the foul line when he released the ball. And
36-pin lead as that goes high, leaves the 6-pin.
Well, we talked earlier about growing bowlers, and you're seeing it in live living color here on NET with the North Bend Tigers. And Randy Dodge, proprietor, has got a legion of parents, coaches. I made the comment to Larry earlier that the booster club, the North Bend Booster Club for bowling, is as big or bigger than some of the booster clubs at the high school level for regular high school sports. And that's the support we need across Nebraska to finish the job and get high school into our NSAA athletic menu of sports. And they practice a lot. Randy runs a year-round program. Still, and both of his boys are phenomenal. Anthony and Brandon are phenomenal baseball players too. And I've known Randy a long time and seen him trucking kids back and forth to baseball games as I truck my kids back and forth to their sporting events.
Here's John Weaver. Comes in just a high and trips out that 7. Weaver will have an opportunity to pick this up.
Well, Wayne's 2-time state champs. They're going to be runners up again. It's everybody wants to win, and it stinks to lose, but they continue to churn out good bowlers in Wayne. I want to send a shout out to my good friend Rick Barner, who is the new proprietor in Wayne. Rick, for years and years and years, has been a part of bowling in Nebraska, not by so much working in a bowling center or owning one, but Rick owns his own company where he goes around and resurfaces bowling lanes. And Rick resurfaced my lanes in Elkhorn for 25 years. And as the industry has transitioned to more towards synthetic lanes and there's less and less wood lanes, Rick now has a very successful business where he does work in homes, hardwood floors, things like that. But at the time up in Wayne, when the opportunity came to buy the bowling center, it went through a couple of tough times up there. The proprietor Rick Baker, I do believe, passed away tragically about 3 years ago. And as the Baker family decided it was time to get out of the business, Rick, who was a resident of Wayne for years and years before he moved to Omaha, bought the bowling center. And he's done a remarkable job up there, keeping it going and rebuilding league play and putting money into it to get it spruced up. And he's got great young future talent for leagues as these high school bowlers in Wayne continue to move up.
So Wayne finishes with a 153. North Bend with a strike here would have 216, and it will be Anthony Dodge to close it out. And Dodge with the final shot, and North Bend 216 to 153. They take the first 2 and then hang on to win the 5th, and the first ever Nebraska High School Bowling Federation State Championship for the Tigers from North Bend, and I have a feeling there are more to come. Very talented young program. When we come back, we'll hear from the champs. Trophy and medal presentations all coming your way right here on NET Sports.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Behind your outlet are more than 6,000 public power employees working tirelessly to generate and deliver safe, affordable, reliable electricity 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Since they are customer owners themselves, you can count on them to have your best interests and those of the community they serve at heart. Neighbors serving neighbors. That's public power.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, thanks for depositing that check for me today. Love you.
Love you too.
I love you more.
I love you way more.
You're the best.
You're way better.
You're my huggy bear.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Tom Kelly's Pro Shop is your home for bowling supplies. Established in 1980, the shop offers 45 different shoe styles, including the complete line of Brunswick, thousands of balls, and over 200 different styles of bags. A father and son team with experience in drilling since 1958. Use customized hand measuring and the latest equipment to provide you with the right fit. You can walk in, find everything you need, and go bowling the same day. Tom Kelly's Pro Shop, located in Omaha and Norfolk.
Everyone has a cell phone and they don't want to give it up.
Distracted drivers are 4 times the risk of being in a crash.
Reasonable people have compared the danger associated with talking on a cell phone when you're driving to the danger of drinking and driving.
We've got to change society's view on texting and driving.
It is irresponsibly dangerous.
Watch the NET production of Distracted Driving.
Monday night at 9 Central Time on NET1.
Back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Last week, the girls took home a state championship to North Bend. Today, the North Bend boys will take home the hardware as well. With the champs, let's go down to Steve Simpak.
Thanks, Larry. Well, guys, now you've got a pair of matching trophies with the girls last week and you guys this week. Randy, we talked to the girls coach last week, Coach Jewell, and you know, I've known you a long time, and I asked him the question, and just to have your little spin on it, give us a real quick kind of a brief description of what kind of the evolution has been of your program when you bought the bowling center a few years back, and you know, you really hung your hat on developing youth bowling, and obviously it's paying off, and the support you guys get. Just give us a quick little tidbit on how that works and what it was like to start from ground zero.
Well, you know, we did a lot of work with the kids right away, getting into the school system. We started with not any kids in a program when we took over the bowling center. So we started our bowling club, which now has probably about 25 to 26 kids in it. We travel all across, you know, but mostly it's the parents and the kids that once they got going, they really realized how fun bowling was. And we just kept growing and getting more kids into it. And we have a lot of coaches that are very good, and they help us out a bunch, and those kids enjoy it, and they've just gotten a lot better.
Well, this keeps your bowling center with the future league bowlers in it too. And you also have a really strong middle school program.
We do. It's very important to have all those kids for any bowling center. I mean, we have to develop our kids. If we don't do that, you know, down the road, the sport, you know, is going to lose ground, and we don't want to do that. So if we keep working with our kids and make sure everybody understands how fun it is, we'll have a good future.
When I was watching your oldest here leave pretty much the whole back row every shot. But you never changed expression, so obviously you get your calm demeanor from your mother, because I know your dad.
Yeah, I was kind of frustrated at first leaving all those 7 pins, but it just really came down to picking up our spares that gave us the win.
I saw an oddity a little bit. We actually had 3 left-handers on the telecast today, which we just don't see a whole lot of. Did the lanes begin to change a little bit with 3 of the guys over there?
Yeah, as it started to go down, the pattern ended up breaking down a little bit in the middle, so I was forced to play a little outside and try to leave a little more.
Okay. Well, great. Well, congratulations. A pair of state championships for the North Bend Tigers, girls and boys. Larry, back to you. Congratulations, guys.
All right, thanks, Steve. Congratulations once again to North Bend, boys and girls, both winning state titles over the last couple of weeks. Here's a look at the top 10 individuals in the singles. You'll see Brandon and Anthony Dodge both finishing in the top 3, along with Trey Gwill and Brady Ping of Wayne. Adams Central dotted in there as well. They were another top team in Class C. And so there are your top 5 first team All-State, second 5 second team All-State for the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Now for trophy and medal presentations, let's go to our public address announcer. Here's Greg Fortune.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class C boys runner-up, the Wayne Blue Devils. Coached by Brad Wieland and Brian Denklaw. Number 2, Brady Ping. Number 4, Micah Sprowls. Number 6, Trey Gwill. Number 10, Tyler Echtenkamp. Number 8, Chris Bird. Number 5, John Weaver. And gentlemen, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Wayne Blue Devils, your Class C boys runner-up. Now, here is your 2013-2014 Class C boys champions, the North Bend Tigers. Coach Randy Dodge and Matt Musicman. Number 4, Brandon Dodge. Number 99, Anthony Dodge. Number 66, Clayton Musicman. Number 64, Trenton Johnston. Number 14, Aaron Anderson. And gentlemen, congratulations, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations to the 2013-2014 Class C Boys Champions.
So congratulations one more time to the North Bend Tigers. First ever state championship. Now they have 2 boys and girls in back-to-back weeks. When we come back, Class B Boys State Championship on the way. The Tigers of Hastings take on Aurora when we come back.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, can I keep it? I know, right? I'm gonna go strap it to the car. Mom, do you have any idea how expensive books are?
It was such a lovely time. Oh, you know what? Don't forget to give me that. Whoops, that was expensive. I can pay for that.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hello, I'm Kevin Kugler, inviting you to join the NET Sports Partners Club. With your support, NET brings you hundreds of hours of sports action each year. You count on NET for Husker Volleyball, Big Red Wrap-Up, and all the outstanding college and high school championship sports action in Nebraska. NET is Nebraska's home for sports, and sports partners like you make it happen. Thank you.
An engineering triumph nears completion. At 104 stories, it is the tallest building in New York and perhaps North America.
It gave us a chance to rebuild better.
Nova chronicles the challenges of rebuilding the tragic site and the marvel that resulted.
Tower 1 is not a skyscraper. This is in another league.
Ground Zero Super Tower on Nova.
Wednesday night at 8 Central Time on NET1.